Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and today we are here to do Watercolor Wednesday. So I was inspired by this, sorry about the glare, post on Pinterest. So it's kind of I saw it on Pinterest, kind of like Tammy at Lucifer Studio does. I'm sure that I will do it different. This is a much easier type thing to do than maybe some of the other ones that we were doing, because you can see, if you can see without the glare, that it's just brush strokes going this way, that way, this way, that way, this way, that way, and then there's doodles on it. But I just really love the way that looks, and I think that would be a super fun thing. Like you could do fall type colors or whatever. So, and having that bright light on there, I need to clean my my iPad, my poor iPad. So anyways, gonna set that out of the way. So I just have some of that cheap kids watercolor paper that I got on Amazon. I'll try to link that in the description box below the video. The only problem is it comes in a big stack. But I mean, if you're gonna plan on watercoloring a lot, that's good. I'm not gonna tape it or anything because I'm kind of gonna do, and it's gonna wrinkle and bow. It's cheap, but it's kind of thinner, and so I want to use these pieces that I paint today on some book page ephemera. We'll do together. I thought I still had the book page here. Anyways, from my TCTC, or the Colossal Tome of Concepts, which was a whole bunch of ideas that you collect. Just, you know, any ephemera you make, you put one in your binder and you use one for whatever journal you're working on, so that you always have that to go back to or refer to if you're out of ideas. So anyhow, I want to make, you know, paint some of those simple little branches of leaves to put on ephemera. So that is what we're going to do today. So I'm just going to choose colors and kind of do it randomly. I don't have any other plan than that. So how y'all doing? I hope you're doing fabulous. I'm doing pretty darn good. Just trucking along through my day. It's going too fast, like always. I always feel like, I joke with my kids every time I look at the clock, it's 3 o'clock. I don't know what that's about. And I know that's not the way for everybody in their jobs. Like, usually it's the opposite. You can't wait to get out of there, and it just seems like you're never gonna, you know. So I'm just putting together some colors. I kind of have a blue and a purple, and you can use whatever colors you want. I'm kind of deciding. I was thinking of doing the colors they had, but now that I'm thinking about it, might be fun to do some fall type colors. So maybe we'll do that. Just changed my mind just like that. Just like boom. So yeah, that's what I do. So I just have this set of watercolors that was gifted to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, I'm using it. I'm definitely using it. I never got all the swatches done, which I'm sure you're just really utterly shocked, right? But I'll leave a link to this set of watercolors. It's a great, like, beginner's set of watercolors for sure. You know, I'm no pro either, so it's really good for learning because there's lots of colors. I mean, really and truly, you can mix just about any color yourself, but it is fun to have lots of colors. So that was a very nice gift. And this one, I don't know, I'm just putting down some colors. I won't probably remember which ones. And I don't have my little sheet with me today. I apologize for that. That's that one. Get a little more green, I think. This one was the other one, huh? Sorry, I get real quiet. I'm just thinking. Okay, so I'm just gonna start putting some of these down, and I don't want to make them too big, but I'm gonna kind of. I guess we don't really want to do too many the same kind of thing. I have no idea how this is going to turn out because have not done one of these. But I think it's kind of a fun one and a great starting one to do. And it'll be fun for fall. And then we'll have ephemera to make. I feel like the leaves are better this way, huh? I don't know which one that's that color. I feel like you can put some other little small bits in there maybe. It's gonna have to come pretty much almost together because you're going to do the stem basically with like a fine line pen, sorry. That was rough, huh? So yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. I am. I probably just said that. Okay, this is kind of a hot mess at the moment. I don't know what it's gonna end up like. And it had just a doodle branch, but I think I will kind of put another branch there. Just because I sort of feel like it doesn't have anywhere to connect. And this paper is not great because it bows and then, you know, your watercolor kind of goes whatever direction it's bowing in. Oh, I want to say thank you, you guys. You guys are just so awesome. So many of you kindly, very kindly have done the little thank you button on YouTube that you can give me a little tip if you want to. I so appreciate that. I cannot even tell you guys, that means the world to me because obviously that's the only way that I get to do this as my job is, you know, unfortunately, I would love to do this for free for sure and just make stuff at my whim and, you know, just have fun with it. I would love that, but unfortunately I have to, you know, pay bills. So anyway, I just want to say thank you because I really do appreciate it. I can't tell you. It's been a huge struggle this summer and I really appreciate it. And I totally understand if you are also struggling and can't do that, don't worry. Like, I totally get it. If you want to help my channel grow, just like, subscribe, comment, all those things help a ton as well. So I just want to thank all of you because everybody's been so kind and, you know, commenting on each other's posts is always good, all that kind of stuff. So just know that I really appreciate it. It's just been a blessing. I can't tell you. It's just been a very stressful summer. Okay, this one I'm going to kind of do, I had to try one, right, to see how I liked it. Do like that. And I have a smaller brush. I grabbed a smaller one, an 8, just to see if I can maybe make them look a little bit better. That one's pretty sad over there. So if you push down and lift up, you can kind of get that leaf, you know, thing happening. I'm going to put a little green here. And we'll see how we go. It doesn't always work. I am not always great at this. That one's very sad. I was like, okay, you need to get in the groove here because you're kind of killing yourself. I'll put a little of that green in there again. I like that. This isn't the best paper. If you had good paper, it would, like, you know, go into the other colors more and stuff. But for this kind of thing, especially if I'm going to tear it and put it on other pieces of paper, I don't want that super duper thick watercolor paper. So that's the only thing with watercolor paper that's difficult. I love it so much, especially when it's a little bit better. I don't have any really good stuff, but like even just my 140-pound paper is way better than this paper, for example. And it just comes out a lot better. So, and you can do either style here. You can do more of where it's just strokes, or you can do more leaf-like. I know in that inspiration it wasn't very, the painted part didn't totally look like leaves, and I guess that's probably part of it, but I don't like this, the way it's coming out, so. But you got to do it the way you like it, not the way I like it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, I know, and I've had people tell me. The whole idea is to have fun, and you are 100% right, but I unfortunately am a little OCD, so I can't help it. I want things a certain way. But you do what works for you. It's looking fallish though, and not that I want fall yet, although I wouldn't mind cooling down just a little bit. Not gonna lie about that. I do like it when it's a little bit cooler. Just a little bit. Not a lot. If you want to lift paint off like I just did, just dry it on a paper towel or whatever, a towel, and you can lift some of that color. Yeah, not quite ready for fall, but it is good to start working on fall journal stuff, so I don't know. What are you gonna do, right? And I want to say welcome to any new subscribers. I also appreciate you guys so much, and my subscribers that have been with me for a while. You guys rock, because we've definitely had our ups and downs, that's for sure. Or maybe it's just I've had my ups and downs. And if you don't know where the thanks button is and you're interested, I'm not pressuring, it's right up next to like where you can share a video, up at the top right under the video. And if you're watching on a TV, you're probably not going to be able to find all that stuff. It seems to be more stuff that's on, oh, what do you call it? Phones and iPads and things like that is where those things are a little bit more easily accessible. And I understand people watch on their TVs, so I totally get it, because I sometimes do that too. It is nice to see it in a large, full-size screen, that's for sure. So. Okay. So we will do the pen work on both and just see what we come up with. I just don't love that. I think it's more that it did the puddles. If I'd have been a little more careful like I was with this one, I probably would have been fine. But I just didn't like the way it was coming along, which happens when we make stuff. Some things end up in the bin. That's just the way it is. Okay. I like that one a lot more. Suck up some of these puddles a little bit, and then I'll get this dry, and we'll come back and gosh, I just made it worse. Maybe do a piece of ephemera too, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and this is dry, and you'll notice that one's gone. Couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. So I'm going to try to do the simple version again. What was I going to say? Oh, on this side over here, so that we do have, it just all kind of got muddied up together, and I don't like it, so I'm not using it. So we're going to try again to do the more simplified version, and I'll see if I can contain myself. Just getting some more colors out. I'm going to use this little bit redder color in this one. Okay. So I'm going to do a stem again, and we'll keep it fairly straight on this one. Just maybe a little curve off there. I think, let's see, I don't like these. Maybe I need to do this way. Oops, sorry, just hit everything. Hit all the things at one time. I mean, the whole idea is you kind of want a lot of colors, because that is gonna give you a little more interest. So I'm just using golds and oranges and all that. Try to kind of make the top one at least sort of look like a leaf. Green is what we need, huh? There's not all green during the fall, but we definitely do get some green left for a bit. Just don't do any crazy goofy ones like that. Why do I keep running into that thing? Okay, so while we do the pen work on this one, we will let that one dry. So the smaller brush is definitely better. I was using this big fatty 16. This other one's an 8. Yeah, so I would advise to use a smaller one. And this is an 8. And this is a 505. And I think that's what I want to use. I'm going to turn it to the side because I don't want to be dragging my hand through the wet one the whole time, so I apologize. That's probably not the best view in the world, but let's see what we can do here. And I'm just going to draw these like however, because they're just doodly leaves. They're not meant to be real real looking, if you know what I mean. You can go outside the lines, over the lines, however. I don't totally remember how those other ones looked, but I'm just doing my own thing. I don't even think they all had, I don't remember, I need to look again. I should have it out in front of me looking at it because that would help. Oh yeah, she didn't even put leaves on all the spots. Let me show you. See how some of them, there's spaces. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves on the whole thing. So we don't need to do all of them. Should have looked sooner. But we're doing our own style, so it's fine. This one sort of feels like it does need like every one of them done, just because I didn't put as many in the gaps, if you see what I mean. Do some little X's. X's and O's. These little, I don't know, they're just little star type things. So you can go all crazy or you can keep them super simple. However you like. I want to keep it kind of close to the central part, since we're going to use it on a piece of ephemera. I just feel like this one needs one too. Because if we go too far out, then we're going to have to, you know, like cut it all weird, and I don't want to do that. I just need to leave this alone. It's very hard for me to do. So there's just that kind of look. We could do a few little splatters since we're still waiting for the other one to dry all the way. Just like so. And then when we make our ephemera, we can tear it out. Now we're going to, I'm going to dry this just a little bit more. I'll be right back. Okay. Can't do it when it's wet. So same thing. I think I'm going to go up and down this stem a few times just to get more of the ink on there. And I am going to go on this one. And if you don't like a look that I'm doing, just do your own thing. See, this one I think will be a little bit easier to just do like a few leaves. These really just do not like watercolor. Killed it. This one usually works a little bit longer. It's the PN. I don't know. It's a different tip on it. See? And that one seems to work better if you're in the market for pens. I have a Sharpie pen. It probably works better than anything. So I don't even think you need anything fancy if you're doodling on watercolor pages. That one ended up more like a line than a dot. I'm barely touching when I do these lines with my shaky hand. I think they're fun. I mean, I could just fiddle around with this all day long if I can figure out what I want to do next. Yeah, I like it better than I thought I would. I was really struggling with that look. But see, sometimes you just gotta do it and then decide. That last one I couldn't do. It was too much of a mess, but this one I don't mind. Smaller brush, definitely, definitely. The biggest problem is trying to think of enough things to do. On the fly. Sorry, I'm trying not to spin too fast so it's not like making people sick or something. I'm gonna actually do this one again. One more. Let's just do stripes this way. Broke one of my teeth, you guys. I don't even know how I did it. I did it right before we went to Vegas. And and it wasn't bad. It's one of my very back molars. Just a chunk came off of it. It didn't hurt or anything like that while we were gone. But I had to get a crown. So mad. I'm going to do these again just because they're kind of cool. Leave a little open space in them. Oh, am I smearing stuff? Probably. Notorious for that. It's like, why does everything just have to fall apart the older you get? It's ridiculous. And I have had problems with my teeth, especially after I had the kids, because I think they stole all my calcium. But since I've, been far enough out from that and everything, I haven't had any work done. Not cavities, not nothing. And then that happened. It's like, darn. Why? Oh, I kind of like that red color. Shocking. I always like red. Burnt reds, like brick reds, those kind of. Let's get this. few more. Is this one gonna work now? Yep. They honestly just don't like the watercolor. So I guess the trick is to wipe your pens off after you use them on the watercolor. Yes, I like both of these. Highly recommend. So I hope you guys try them. You can do them any colors. If you want to do pastels, kind of like the one I showed you, or really, really fallish colors. But see, those are fun. Okay, so then we're going to make a pocket to put one on or two on or whatever. So it's this pocket, and I made this. This was part of my, let me back out a little bit. TCTC, which is the Colossal Tome of Concepts. It was in that book. And a lot of the ephemera that I do for the 50 stack challenge is actually stuff from that book. It's just, I don't say this is from the TCTC. So I do use that book quite frequently. But anyhow, this is 2 book pages stuck together. You just take 2 pages, and you can see these are different sizes than that one. Doesn't matter. Use whatever you got for your journal. It's fine. And you fold them in half. So that's the page. I did cut this one down a little bit because it was a really long page and I didn't want it quite that long. So I cut it at 7. I don't even know what the measurement is this way, but like I said, it doesn't matter. And fold them in half, and then facing each other, you just put one inside the other, one sheet inside the other. And then this one in the center is a pocket. And I know it's really hard to tell from this, but we'll use this little face here from our art doll. There's a pocket there. Okay, so super duper simple. All we're gonna do obviously is glue these together. So need my little glue. What did I do with it? I've been making shorts and everything, you guys, so I am so all messed up here. Can't find a thing. Oh, well, that's because it was behind my water. So actually what I should do is my little thumb notch first. I always forget to do that. So this is how it's going to go. So our thumb notch is going to go in this one. If I can get it centered. Oh, yikes. And that's not very centered, but it's good. Okay, and then I'm going to go down one of the long sides and across one of the short sides. And I am just going to run a little bit down, right down the fold, just so that wherever that other page touches, hopefully it will be closed up, you know. And then I'm just going to slide this one into this one, hopefully, with my shaky hands. I know it probably drives you guys crazy when I do these kind of things. Sorry. Shaky hand thing is no joke, man. Did I get it even remotely straight? Oh, it's not too bad. Okay. So then you essentially can decorate the front piece, put like book page, or not book page, coffee dyed, Jiminy, and decorate this one, or put more coffee dyed. You can put coffee dyed on all the rest of them, and then you'll have lots of writing space. Like if you just want to decorate the cover and then put, you know, writing type pages on all these, you can decorate it however you want. And then you glue this last page down to your journal. So then it's closed, but you'll have all this to write and these 2 spots to write if you want, and a tag in there. Just decorate the front so that it looks pretty, which is where we're going to put one of our leaf deals, and we can turn the other one into a tag. So voila. I'm just gonna tear it. And I'm not even going to tear it perfectly to the size of that because I want to use some other papers and things. But this is kind of fun because it gives you that nice deckled sort of edge because it's the watercolor paper, even though this is the cheap watercolor paper. I really don't have a problem with using an expensive watercolor paper, especially if you're using it in your journals, because I just don't see the point in using really fancy, thick watercolor paper that you're just going to tear. I think that's kind of silly, but of course, it's your deal, so you do it how you want to. Okay, will that fit? Yes. And just like that, we're going to have a nice little spot. I inked my walnut stain. Anybody have suggestions? I don't know why it's all just sitting on top. Maybe if I spray some of that, somewhere I have that, what's it called? Distress Refresh or whatever. Because I don't want so much on my piece. So I'm not happy about that. But anyway, that'll go on there. So I'm going to use this art glitter glue just because it's a little thicker. I actually don't think I need really much else with this. I might put a little something with it, but kind of does frame it out nicely. And then it also brings a little handmade art, you know, actual painting into your journal, which is fun. You could also do this if you don't have book page, with like, I won't use that. Hold on a second. This will work. Just regular paper, like some kind of scrapbook paper or something. You can fold this same type of pocket. It doesn't have to be book page, so don't feel like, well, I don't have book page. It doesn't matter. So we'll just put a little piece of that there. And maybe a little bit of tissue of some kind. Put this one on. Which side is that? Yeah. I can never tell which side I'm supposed to glue down. One side's just a little more glossy on that tissue. I like to put that side down. It doesn't matter, but obviously you want your words going in the right direction too. That's always helpful. And I am gonna munch it up a little bit. I might tear this just a little bit shorter. Yeah, I like that better. They're just scraps. Doesn't have to be super specific. And then I am going to use one of my little numbers. And I got these little numbers on Amazon. They're nothing fancy, just little wood. You might already have some. I know we all got letters at some point in our, if you've been a scrapbooker, that is. Oh no, it won't work again. This thing's killing me. Killing me, Smalls. Okay. Just like that, I have my piece. And then what I would do is cover the inside with book page, or not. Why do I keep saying book page? Oh my gosh, you guys know what I'm talking about. Coffee dyed paper. Why is that so hard? I don't think I have any right here. Oh, yep, there I have one. So you might do, I'm just going to tear a tiny bit off of the side first. Oh, we'll just do the whole thing here. Try to get it semi-straight. And I know, why are you tearing it when you could just put it all the way across, but then you have to, all those folds to take into consideration. I don't know about you, but I don't want to try to get all that paper all folded up nice and neat, because it generally just turns into a big wad of mess, basically. In my time playing with paper, I have discovered the less the better when you're trying to keep your bulk down. But if you want to do it that way, like if you have a little bit thinner paper or something, go for it. Okay, so there's one. And on this one, I think I'm going to take this crazy piece of beat up book page from like 1906. We're going to put that on there. But we're going to put a little something underneath too. That one's not quite big enough. So you'll still be able to write on this. I'm gonna put a little punch. Probably never gonna get that in the right spot. It's so weird how it does that. Like it was whiter at the shorter. It's not perfect, but it'll work. And you tear just a tiny bit more off of here. I know, why not just put this piece down and not put the other piece over it, but that's how I want it, so that's why. Lots of things in life don't make sense, right? I would just be among them. Plus this piece of dyed paper is much darker too, and it's just harder to write on a darker paper, obviously. I did a phooey job of that, didn't I? Some days. Until I haven't been doing a lot of this stuff lately. Because I'm making a mess of it. There we go. I just like this piece of paper, so I'm putting it on there. And it's just disintegrating, so why not? Because that'll hold it together better than anything else. this is going to be the interesting part, where all the little bits are. I'm just going to go all the way up there. I'm going to put a little bit right here to glue that down where I didn't want to. Okay, very nice. So I can write there still, but it kind of has a little interest to it. I think I might add just a little piece of this. Okay, just to break it up. And this one. Thank you for anybody who's still here. I mean, a lot of you are very, very sweet. I went off on a tangent, right? I won't cover the other side. I think you guys get the gist, but I would just continue with the coffee dyed paper on the other side as well. But it's kind of fun because it's a little bit of the old and a little bit of the new, you know, as far as, say, the watercolor, that's much more of a, I would consider a modern type thing. But I just think it looks really cool with, oh, you know what? That page is going to get glued down, isn't it? I'm such a dope. Well, I guess you could slip it into a pocket too. But anyway, so let's make this into a tag. And I think I'm going to cut it with my cutter just so that it's not getting caught up on like the rough edges of the pages stuck to my desk. Ugh. Oh my word, you guys. Stuck to my finger, stuck everything. These are the best things ever. Okay, so this pocket is about, we're gonna go with 2.5 for now, just to kind of, I'm gonna trim a little bit off this side first. Let's go. Go a little bit this way, and then we're gonna have to trim a little bit more off the other side, I think, yeah. I don't mind if I cut off that little bit of that red up there. Okay, so we're gonna have to pretty much cut it right at where the leaves are, and part of the stem is gonna go, which is fine. Hopefully that will fit. And we'll just trim our little corners. Oopsies. And you could add, like I did to the front, you could add some scrap paper down there too if you wanted to. And a lot of times I do that when I come back to things, like, you know, once you figure out what journal it's going to go in or whatever. Okay, there we have it. And like I said, I will cover those other spots. It's actually just this spot. No, it is both spots with coffee dye, so that we can glue it onto a page. Or you could even clip it onto a page, you know, put your journal page in here and then put a paper clip there. Then you can take it off and use the whole thing. So that's an idea, especially since I blew it and put the coffee dye. You guys were probably yelling at me not to put the coffee dye on that page, but that's what I did. So anyway, I hope you guys give it a try, whether you just do the watercolor and then do the piece of ephemera for something else, or however you want to do it. But they are fun because they fold out, and there's actually quite a bit of writing room on that. So I hope you give one a try, and I will chat with you guys again tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.